this concerto is very important in the sense that maybe this is the first piano concerto that really mixes so many styles from different parts of the planet, because you have Oriental music influences, you have jazz, you have Russian influences from Stravinsky and others. You have Satie is very present. If you think the beginning of the second movement, this beautiful sort of motionless comes very much from the aesthetics of the purist Satie, the gymnopédie, and this kind of very special stillness. So it's quite an incredible mix of styles, which of course was going to be normal in the rest of the 20th centuries. Composers started to feel that they were not bound to a nationality, they belonged to the planet. And they took styles from wherever they wanted. After that, it was natural. Ravel was somebody who thought so much about everything that he was doing. And this happens to be his last major piece with the other. There are two piano concertos, and like everything that Ravel did, everything happened in a very special way. So he wrote this piano concerto, but he wrote also another one at the same time for the left hand in a very different style. Because Ravel was somebody who knew how to mix styles. The Ravel left-hand piano concerto is more in a post-romantic style with a huge orchestration, which is strange because if he's using one hand, why did he think it's a paradox? Why did he think of having the bigger orchestration? And this one is more like a chamber. There's less strings than usual. Little bit the idea of how you would perform a Mozart concerto with less people in the orchestra, more of a conversation piece. Ravel himself said he was influenced by Mozart for this idea of a concerto, which of course was then not at all, when you think of the last big romantic concertos like Brahms, and it's not at all the idea of a more chamber-like piece. So aesthetically, he's going in another direction. It's a challenge also for the orchestra because it's one of the few concertos that has so many soloists in the orchestra, the winds, the harp, so many people have very, very small solo parts that come like this. So they have to be very warmed up. Everybody's on the edge of the seat. And so am I, because I have very intense, very technically demanding outer movements. And then I come to this very peaceful oasis in the second movement, which is in another world completely. So it's a bit of schizophrenia in this piece to go from in so many different worlds and balancing it out with the orchestra.